it's me. And it's Saturday morning, and I bet some of you thought I had forgotten to do a Simple Stamping Saturday. But if you watched my impromptu live last evening, you will know that I said I was going to do it live today. So here we are. So let's see if anyone jumps on to see this. Let me just check that I am live, which I am. So that's good. So, my name is Liz Yuille from Old Staples Crafts. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator based in the UK, working across the UK, France, Germany, Austria and the Netherlands. This is my job. So if you want to purchase any items and you are in any of those countries, I would love you to shop with me. Or if you would like to take advantage of the I'm not kidding amazing joining offer, particularly from the 3rd of May to the 31st of May, I will talk about that in a moment, then join my team. I would love to welcome you to my team. We are a team called The Sunflowers and we have an epic time. So, wow, Rachel's here already, Lorna's here already, Joanne from New Zealand is here already, woo woo! So, epic. Right, I am very quickly just going to touch on the new joining offer, and I know those of you who are currently watching, hello Nora, hello Kay, may well know about the new joining offer, but just in case. So, from the 3rd of May, which is when the new annual catalogue goes live, there is an amazing joining offer for the rest of the month of May, and it's to have your usual £130 or €175 of product for £99 or €129. That doesn't change. What changes is, and I'm just making sure I get this absolutely correct, you will get an additional £62.50 or €81, which will be in colour items. You will get, let me make sure I read this right, in colour grid paper, which I've seen a picture of but I haven't actually seen in person. You will get all of the in colour ink pads, all of the multi-pack of the in colour A4 cardstock, and the designer series paper. So, I mean, seriously, it's nearly £200 worth that you will get in your starter kit. Who have we got here? So we've got Helen's here, Bernadette is here. Who else is having a lie-in watching this? Yeah, I have to say I've been up for 2 hours. We had a leisurely breakfast. Hello, Helen from Michigan. So, yes, I am on my second cup of coffee because I need coffee this time of the morning, trust me. So, today I am playing with Nature's Prints, which is a bundle in the new annual catalogue. It comes with dies. I will flip the camera down and start showing you what there is. So, there we go. Right. So we have the stamp set. These are shown at 90%, so they are bigger than this. So we've got You're On My Mind, Hello There, which is what I'll be using this morning, a heartfelt thank you, best wishes and happy thoughts, an ink splodge, which for me is just that. I would get this stamp set just for that, because I like an ink splodge that is controlled. And then various florals. This is going to be great for Joanne in New Zealand, methinks. Would that work for you? It's not quite right, but I think it's not bad. Dies. We have the Nature's Prints dies. We've got a wreath. I know I've shown you this before, but we've got a wreath. We've got these 3 little foliage, 2 larger foliage, and then dies to match up with the 4 images other than the splat. Oh, Rachel was actually up at 7, but having a lazy morning. And why not? It is a fantastic joining offer, Kay. It's just ridiculous. Hello, Jenny. And so we've got the dies for these images, plus there's a label die as well. And I'll be using the one for this and the label die in the make, so we'll have a look at that then. I'm going to be using Tahitian Tide because it's just a fresh, bright, yummy colour. All of the colours actually I'm liking. I'm still having a bit of an issue with Orchid Oasis, because I can't remember if it's Oasis Orchid or Orchid Oasis. And I keep looking at it and thinking there's a bit of a mauve purple tinge, and then I look at it again and there isn't, and it's just odd. So for those of you who missed last night, just a quick, this is what we made last night, just very quick. Hello Claire. So Simple Stamping Saturday always starts with a note card and envelope, and this is going to be epically quick than the simple version. So I've got my basic white note card, I have my basic white envelope, and I've got my Tahitian Tide ink pad. Now I've put this onto a D block. It's not ideal, probably the E block would be better, but I think the D will work. If it doesn't, we'll try again. So this is the first time I've inked this particular image up. Now I have a thing that I like stalks at the bottom to be straight. There's the bend, the fold. So I am actually going to have it straight but then again, I think I might go for somewhere in the middle. So I'm going to go, actually, change of plan. I'm going to do my sentiment first because I want my sentiment to be down in the bottom right hand corner. And I want to make sure I've got room for my sentiment to be in the bottom right hand corner. And the easiest way to do that is to stamp it first. So yesterday, for those of you who follow me on Orchid Oasis, I kind of know it's Orchid Oasis, Kay, but it just, in the heat of the moment, I get lost. So yesterday, for those of you who follow me on Instagram, and actually who follow me on YouTube, yesterday was hubby's birthday. And we went out for a really nice meal, which I have to say was partly funded by the incentive trip payout that I got, because we can't obviously go on the incentive trip this year because it had to be cancelled because of COVID. And we got money in its place. So we went for a slightly nicer meal than we would otherwise have gone for. And we're also planning some time away, and because I don't need that. Why am I cleaning my stamps yet? I don't need to. And because he's a bit of a railway, not geek, but he likes a steam train, we're going on a really nice Pullman excursion with fine dining later in the summer, which will be amazing. Right, Simple Stamping Saturday always involves stamping on the envelope. I'm actually going to use this little floral, although I've got out the splatter as well. I'm just looking for a piece of scrap paper to go in the bin. Here we go. Let's use the back. Although my address is on my website, I don't particularly want to advertise it all the way across YouTube. It is lovely, Bernadette. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous stamp. So, bottom left-hand corner. Oh, Orchid Oasis is your most favourite colour. Okay. Joanne says this is on her wish list, and the fern embossing folder. Yeah, the fern embossing folder is lovely. But for what I've got planned for the stepped up versions of this card, an embossing folder doesn't work. There will be quite a lot of die cutting. Just saying. So that is my simple card. Now, obviously, you could make that in any colour you want, but obviously, I must stop saying obviously all the time. But I wanted to highlight the in colours because we've got this epic joining offer, which is just ridiculous. So let me just bring that up so you can have a better look at it while I have a slug of coffee. Bliss. Right, so that is our simple card. Now, if you don't want to put your stamp there, you can put it on the back. And I know I did ask this what the rules were in various countries about stamping on the front of your envelope, having a pattern envelope, etc., etc. Seems to me that the UK were really lucky. Correct me if I'm wrong, any of you in the States. Square cards. Apparently, if you send a square card through the mail in the States, they don't like it. I mean, the answer obviously is to put it in a non-square envelope, but seriously? Right, so stepped up version 1. We're not doing anything particularly different, other than we're going to be introducing more card. I have got, so this is just a layer, I will be trimming it down. I've got Tahitian tied base, or layer rather, and a white card base. Brain work, just because it's early-ish in the morning doesn't mean you don't get to work. So, Tahitian tied again. I might do that for tomorrow. I must do a colour comparison. So I'm literally just going to stamp this again. Might go up the way a bit. I am going to trim this piece of paper down, so there will be a certain amount of adjustment that I can do. I may actually not use the splatter after all. So we've got that. Now, depending on your definition of a slightly stepped up version, you could at this point introduce your dies. I wouldn't. I would still go with just introducing more product at this stage. You could do a quick set of note cards and gifts using each ink card. You could. Perfect for craft fairs. You could do them in a pack of 5 and just put them in a cellophane bag or something as a gift. Maybe one of those bags, you know, a tall bag, and tie a bow at the top. In fact, in the new catalogue that I can't show you the inside of, let me just have a look, because there are some new packaging options. Let me just see if I can find them, because yeah, there's the embossed treat bags, which are, you get 10 in a pack, and they're 4 3/4 by 6.5 by 1.5. They're food safe, but who cares, frankly? But these would fit in that bag, so you could have them as a gift. There's also delicate details treat boxes, which are possibly a bit small. No, they might fit, because these are 3.5 by 5 by 5, and the boxes are 3 3/4 by 5 1/4 by 2 inches, so they might actually fit. So yeah, there's also peekaboo treat bags, which are craft and white, and those wouldn't work. They're too small. They are too small. But yes, there are some options that you could use to bag up your note cards in for gifts at craft fairs. So let's just pop hello there. And again, I'm going to come all the way down, which means I'm going to be trimming here. So actually I'm going to trim first. I am going to trim first. So I'm going to take 1/4 inch off 2 sides, or 1/8 inch off all 4 sides. I think I might do 1/8 inch off the long thin sides. It's just I want a reasonable amount of the Tahitian tied showing, and then I'll take 1/4 inch off the top, which will in effect push this up the page. Come on. And it now means I can stamp my hello there in the bottom right hand corner. There we go. And actually, Lorna, thinking about the whole gift card bit, so you could do your 5 together and tie them with the, I will be using it later, possibly, the Tahitian tied glitter ribbon. What do we call it? Metallic woven ribbon. It's gorgeous. It's such a lovely colour. Anyway, so that's that done. I will shut that just for a moment. Let me bring in my card base. Ooh, I wonder. Yeah, that will work. I'm going to be bringing in my ribbon now. Right, don't need that for the moment. Can you hear the cogs in my head going? Because I can feel them going, ooh, I could do this, and I could do that, and I could do the next thing. So I'm also going to be using some of the In Colour Matte decorative dots. She says, reading what they're called off the label. I have used these on a project already, so some of them are missing, but they should be used. There's no point in having things that you don't use. Things that you don't use just become wasteful. Ooh, here's a question. Do any of you have solar panels? Because hubby and I are thinking we might see if we can get solar panels fitted, because we have quite a lot of roof space. We're basically a bungalow with a kind of mezzanine floor for a couple of rooms. Now, normally I don't tie ribbon all the way round a card, but this is so thin, I think I'm going to treat it like twine. So we are thinking we could put solar panels on one of our roofs where it's south facing, and that might help with the bills. I mean, I know it costs a lot of money to do, but equally in the long run it will save money. So I just wondered if any of you have solar panels, and if so, how you get on with them. Right, I'm going to tie this in a knot first and then into a bow. It's just, it is quite fine, so it's a bit fiddly, so it's a bit over to one side on the screen as well. But if I move it now, I will lose my knot. Come on, down you go. There we go. So one of the reasons I don't like tying things in situ is because you have less control over the tension. And now I can just tie the rest of the bow. Rose, you've caught me live. Lorna feels another order coming on. Well, you know, from the 3rd of May, you have a year to buy everything you want. Right, I'm going to tie that the other way up because it's falling the wrong way. Bumpy-dum. So yes, this was a sort of unplanned to go live to do Simple Stamping Saturday, Rose, but yesterday afternoon it got away with us because we went to pick up hubby's car and the traffic was just appalling. We sat, it was all right going to the garage. That doesn't want to sit anywhere where I want it, but that's fine. I'm just going to go with the flow. As we were driving towards the garage to pick his car up, we could see that the other way was static, and we thought we'd come back different ways. We each came back a different way, and I know I said this yesterday, and it took both of us about an hour and a half to cover a maximum half an hour route. It was not great. So, right, so I've got those. I'm going to bring in some of these matte dots. Now, the thing that's gorgeous about these matte dots is that they are in their tonal. So you've got this full saturation on the left, and then they have different tones. Now, tones and shades. Shades, you add black. Tones, you add white. I picked that up off of someone else's video recently. Not a Stamping Up video, I would hasten to add. So you can do any tone you want, but this is the full saturation. I'm going to go for actually the lightest, and I'm going to have a little one down here. Now obviously I'll be using different colours or shades, tones, on my next one, because that's the last of this small, really pale ones. And I'm going to bring this one all the way up there, and then I'm going to have this one just there. So I've got a sort of triangle, sort of around my sentiment. Now I'm about to make this a large letter card because I'm going to pop it up. The next version, the stepped up version, will also be popped up, but not on this layer. Now I will put one over the ribbon because that will help keep it in place. So a reasonable number of dimensionals, but my name is not Bruno Bertucci, so I haven't put them literally everywhere. Ooh, come on, don't want dimensional backings in the middle of my workspace. Just got the glossy dots assortment. They are gorgeous. They are stunning. Oh, and those of you in the UK who are still suffering with the customs delays from the 8th of April, I heard that more things have moved through. So they are beginning to move. I'm keeping an eye on one of my customers' orders and on one of my team, fairly new member of my team, her pre-order, but I've also heard from my upline that some of her customer orders have moved through. So they are beginning to go. They don't necessarily have the same tracking number as originally, so you may not be able to track them. They may just turn up. Obviously not for the next 3 days because we have a bank holiday coming up in the UK. So there you go. That is my next stepped up version. My next version is going to involve lots of die cutting. I'm just saying, I'm warning you now, if you were thinking of rushing off anywhere, you can, obviously, but. So, this is a new sheet of basic white, but, ooh, there's a lump. Excuse me while I just sort out my lump. Don't know where my lump's going to be. Ooh, it's under there. All the way down. So yes, it's not a scrap. It will become a scrap, but sometimes you have to actually use something in order for it to turn into a scrap. So I'm thinking I'm going to need maybe 3 or 4 of these. I'm trying to be as frugal with my paper as possible, although it is only white paper. So we've had the last order date for the Waves of the Ocean class, so I will be placing the order for that today. There are still places on my In Colour Club, and I'll put the link for that below after we've finished. There are still places for my launch party, which is on the 7th, next Saturday. But I need to know tomorrow at the latest if you want to come to that, because that's £25 including postage. You get an afternoon tea through the mail. Obviously this is UK addresses only. You also get make and take packs and a £10 discount voucher for an order placed in May. So yes, so that's next Saturday afternoon. Still got places for that. Don't need that stamp anymore. What else have I got? Oh yes, product shares, also still got places for that. 2nd of May is the deadline for that, so I know what I'm ordering on the 3rd. I think that's it. Lots going on. Right. So, mini die cutter. Let's just get rid of these dimensional backings. Am I in camera? This is where we've got about a 5-second delay today, which is not helpful. It's better than yesterday's 10-second delay. Right. This is going to be dimensional heavy. Just saying. I haven't quite decided exactly how I'm doing this yet. I will have a look when I've die cut everything. What I can't decide is whether I'm going to have, just turning that over because it's beginning to bow. What I can't decide is whether I am going to have these on a Tahitian tied mat or a white mat with a Tahitian tied bit around the edge. Haven't decided. So this is a slightly different design, but it's based on the same theme. And it may not work, you know, let's get real. Things don't always work. So I was saying that my mat is bowing. So cutting plates will bow. They are a consumable. They will not last forever. Oh, Lorna, thank you. Yes, like and share is always nice. So yes, these are a consumable. Don't expect them to last forever. And if you stop getting clean die cuts, you probably need to introduce new plates. What I tend to do, well, I don't tend to do it, it's what I do, is I keep one plate for cutting and one plate clean. I mean, it still gets a bit rough. And then when I need to replace my cutting plate, I put the top, what was the top plate, as the cutting plate, and put a new top plate on. It works for me. But, so this bowing thing, if you find that your cutting plate starts to bow, which it will, if it is bowing so it's got a lump, so it's, you put it down and it's lumpy, you need to turn it over. It's counterintuitive, but you need the, but if it's lumpy up, put it down. For me, it's counterintuitive anyway. So if I find that I can bounce my cutting plate, I turn it over. The top plate's less of an issue. We may not need all four, but I'd rather do all the die cutting at once and then discover I don't need them, rather than go, oh, I should have done 3 more. Won't need 3 more, let it be said. Oh, you can. Good. Right. Pop those away. Don't need the outside pieces. Don't need the little bits that come out of the middle. Any of them. Let's get rid of those as well. Some of those have ended up on the floor. Never mind. It's what a hoover is for. Or vacuum cleaner, as we should call them. Right, so what I am thinking... Hello, Val from Townsville, Australia, Queensland. So I can't decide whether I'm going to have these coming in from... Oh, I may need some more. No, I won't. I can't decide whether I'm going to have them coming in on white or on Tahitian tied. Oh, I may need some more. Except I'm going to have a label as well. So these are going to come in from the edges. Yeah, some of those I can... I need to cut down whatever I'm doing anyway, so I can't decide. Do you like this? So with... I don't know if I can pick it up without it all falling to pieces, but I'll give it a go. Here we go. So do you like this look? Or do you like... Let's see if I can get them roughly in the same place so that you're looking at roughly the same thing. I think I know which the answer is for me. Or do you like this? And we are going to have a sentiment, but it's going to be on a label. So while you're deciding that, I'm going to stamp my sentiment and die cut it. So we're going to have the same hello there. And we're going to use the label die from the stamp set. When I buy new ones, the others funnily appear again. Oh, you lose your cutting plates. Okay, that's odd. I have to say I've never lost a cutting plate, but then I have a home for them. So Kay does exactly the same with her cutting plates. Kay prefers it on white. Joanne prefers it on white. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. See, I would have gone for the turquoise. It's white. White has got the vote. Okay. Let me just die cut this. I would have put them on the Tahitian tide. But that's why I ask, you see. So let's just get that die cut. So we'll put them on white with a Tahitian tide border, so it is similar to the previous version. Is that straight? Sure it is. No, it's not. Let me just get this so that it's the there is straight. That's better. The there. Oh, Bernadette likes the blue. Nora likes the blue. Oh, Claire likes the blue. Okay. Oh. So we've got 3 blues and 4 whites. The whites have it. Ooh. Rucked craft paper, grid paper. Val goes to clean up but ends up crafting. Yeah. Not in a dissimilar space. I hate clearing up. And I always end up in a mess, but I actually craft better in a tidy space. So we've got our hello there. And as we have more put it on white than put it on blues, I'm going to be putting it on white. It's called a democracy. So I am going to cut this down. And I'm just going to cut it straight off, 1/4 of an inch straight off, because we haven't stamped anything on it yet, so I don't need to do any positioning. Right, okay, so I am going to start by popping that. Actually, I'm just going to die cut one more thing. So this is my mat. I'm going to need my big bruiser for this. Have nowhere to put anything because it's already becoming a bomb site. What if you fussy cut around the blue? What if I fussy cut around the blue? Don't know what you mean by that, Val. What if you fussy cut around the blue? No, sorry, don't quite understand what you mean. You mean layer onto the blue and then fussy... So put them onto a blue and then put that onto a... No, don't know. Sorry. I'm sure it's a very good idea, but I don't know what it is, if you see what I mean. Right, so no one else is going to know that I've die cut from the middle of that. But what I want is a pair of scissors would be special. Put the layers on the blue and fussy cut a layer from that on that. No, I like fussy cutting, but not that much. Good idea, but no. That would need to... oh, no, that's not good television apart from anything else. It's a good idea, don't get me wrong. Sorry, I'm not trying to poo-poo your very good idea, but no. No. It's fine, we'll do it on white with a blue mat. I've got there now. Hello, Barbara Ann from the Southern Hemisphere. Like I'm about to do with the label. No, I understand what you mean now, Val. But no, because it would just take too long. And although, as I say, I do enjoy fussy cutting, I'm not that good that I would be able to get each of them looking exactly the same. And as there's going to be quite a lot of them, it could look worrying to my eye. Right, so this is going to go here. In fact, it might come, let's see. So it's going to go on a white card base. It's going to be square, but yeah, so it's going to come off the edge. So I'm going to attach this with dimensionals. And I'm going to need those out because I will need lots of dimensionals. Lorna showed me how to do what you're doing now. I was horrified when she cut the label in half. Yeah, no, it's brilliant. I do this, so Bernadette, you will find me particularly with punched labels, but with these as well. I do surgery on labels all the time because you get more out of them then. So I'm going to line up my corners with the edge of my white. Now I have got a bit of dimensional sticking off the end, but it's fine. So what I am now going to do is turn these over, and I'm going to use some large and some small, and I may have to retrofit some, and I'll explain what I mean by that momentarily. I'm going to start by smothering these backs with dimensionals, and I will be putting them on the ends here, but I'm going to use small ones for those. But yeah, surgery on die cut and punched pieces it's just a great way of extending your stash. You know, I'm all for finding as many ways to use something as possible. So little ones there. Oh, my hands are cold. Very cold hands. I think it's about 14 degrees in here today. The forecast for today in the UK is actually not bad. The forecast for tomorrow is that I will be using a sewing machine because it's a horrible day. Monday not so bad, which as it's a bank holiday is quite nice. So I'm just seeing where I need a little bit of right, for the moment that will do. So let's see where we go. Right, okay, so let's start with those. Let me just bring let me empty my bin and bring it in. It may not go back in exactly the same place. Oh, so things to think about. My brain was going 19 to the dozen, and then it stopped. Things to think about. Waves of the Ocean promotion finishes on the 2nd. The Altogether promotion everywhere apart from in the US finishes on the 2nd. The US has got an extended period for that because the stock was late to the US. I think it shipped straight from China probably, which is why it would have been late. Ooh, I might actually go. That fits better. So if you want any of those goodies, now the Waves of the Ocean, the stamp set and dies will be in the new annual. Nothing else in that promotion will be. Oh, I stupidly took the label off that, or the backing off that. Never mind, it'll be fine. Right, I'm just going to start doing a little bit of surgery with my sticky scissors, because I'm going to trim those so that they are only on the white. And then the Tahitian Tide will act as a frame. That's the one that's sticky. So this can definitely come in down here somewhere. In fact, there looks like a plan, as long as I have it off the edge. So actually 3 probably would have done. So the only thing to watch with this is that that cut edge is off the edge of the card. Same with this. No, I do need 4. And that needs a little dimensional. Where did I put my little dimensionals? Over there. In the wrong place. It's Chris from Wet Sydney. Ooh. Wet down in Sydney. Do you need the rain? Because I know in parts of Australia it's been fairly drought-like. Right, so I want those ones off. So this is a bit like a jigsaw puzzle. Right, so that wasn't very clever actually. No, I'm going to have to pull that off. Right, now I saw somewhere that the way to do this is to get your spatula and come in underneath your adhesive. So I'm going to cover up the tear that is almost bound to be down here at the end of this, but I just realised that I did a boo-boo. Come. There's a good little dimensional. Perfect. Right, that's going to need a new dimensional, but that's fine. That's probably going to need a new dimensional as well. So let's take that off. Right, I'm going to be less clever. I'm going to, no. I'm going to go in like that. Like that. That's what I'm going to do. Right, okay. So I can come in and just do a little more surgery. That's going to need a dimensional. Let's give it a little one, as I've got little ones here. That's going to go there. There. That's going to need a dimensional as well. Sorry, this is really not exciting viewing. I have to say we could really do, that doesn't go in there, we could really do with some rain where we are. It's getting very, very dry. And we had some trees planted outside on the lane earlier this year, well, late last year actually, and we're having to water them because they are just so parched. We may have lost a couple of them because they're so parched. Oh, right, let's see what we've got. Okay, so I think I might pop a little bit in there. To just trim the end of that there. Yep, happy with that. So we've got a bit left over. And pop that out of the way. So we obviously need to make sure that we don't put glue in the middle. So what I'm going to do is, I know I don't normally use liquid adhesive with basic white, but because it's got all the die cuts on it, I'm kind of happy with doing this. So I'm going to put it on here so that I know where the hole is. Kay's liking how it's looking. Good. Right, now it's not going to get any ribbon because that really would be overload, but it will get some. It will get some dots. Which is why it's going to be a large letter in the UK. Straight would be good. There we go. Lid on there. Right, okay, let's get the other end. And then we're nearly done. So, I think I might go to the saturation end. Come on. Where's the one I did before? There. No, I don't think I want that. Oh, I could pop it there, couldn't I? There we are. That in a bit would be good. In. There you go. Right. Finito. So, stepped up once, and the original version. So this is quite a different design, apart from the hello is in roughly the same place. Obviously this has got ribbon and dots, this has got die cutting and all that fancy stuff. Let me see that you can see it okay. More or less. This one's a bit faint. Thank you, Kay. So we've got this one, really simple, just stamp and go. Step it up, add some dots, add some ribbon, and then this one. Thank you, Lorna. So, yes. So, cold coffee. Fortunately, it's so cold that it's now almost iced. Thank you, Val. Thank you, Joanne. Thank you, Nora. So yeah, I mean, nothing. There's some complicated techniques like this, but really simple. Thank you, Bernadette. Let me just flip the camera so that I can see you properly. There we go. So do remember that if you've enjoyed it, a thumbs up is always appreciated. A share is also appreciated. Thank you, Helen. Thank you, Nora. Thank you. Yeah, I think I've thanked you all. If not, thank you. So do remember to, yes, like, subscribe, share. If you don't already follow me on Instagram, I've got more stupidity planned for that in the coming days. So go and have a look at that. I think there's a link to that below, but if not, there's a link on my website. I'll get these photographed and pop the web post up later today. I do need to go into the shops first thing before the crowds. So I will do that when I get back. So it will go onto my website today, and then yesterday's card will go onto my website on Monday. You're very welcome, Val. Do remember Waves of the Ocean. If you're in the UK and want to join my launch party, you'll be very welcome. I will put the details for that below in the description bar, or the link for that in the description bar. I think that's all, other than to say have a fantastic weekend. If you're in the UK, I hope you have a really nice long weekend. It is the early May bank holiday on Monday. I will be doing my usual lives next week, plus some randoms. So a really good reason to subscribe and to hit that alert bell so that you get an email to let you know. Thank you, Joanne. And as I say, have a very good weekend, and I will see you all very soon, I hope. But in the meantime, have a great time.